Well, it's happened. Israel and Iran, as of this moment, are at war. Israel attacked the Iran capital, Tehran, uh, this morning with coordinated missile strikes, and they are at war for all intents and purposes. There hasn't been like an official declared war or anything like that. This is a problem for a lot of different reasons. They still have the situation going on with Gaza. That doesn't seem to be reaching a conclusion. It's a slow burn. And that slow burn seems to be on Israel. They don't seem to be wanting to end that conflict anytime soon, for whatever reason. Even though the United States and Trump and Marco Rubio especially has said, "Hey, we need to shut this down." We implored them, and by them I mean Israel and Netanyahu. Hey, let's not attack Iran. And Israel has always done their own thing. They are our staunchest ally in the Middle East. They always have been, but they have attacked. They've poked the bear now. And Iran has flat out said that they will retaliate, and they will retaliate in force. And they have the means to do so. Now, the problem with this becomes, what is the United States going to do about it? Because it's going to come back to us. And that might sound selfish to say, and people are going to say, oh, yeah, of course it's the United States, blah, 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 blah. But you know I'm right. Right? It's just like when all of you say, well, why is the United States involved? Because you motherfuckers call us whenever you can't handle your business. You've done so historically since after the War of 1812. Europe, if you could handle your own business, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's why NATO exists, because you suck at handling your own business. Period. So, does the United States get in a hot war with Iran? Russia, I can guarantee you right now, Putin is sitting back going, yeah, let's make that happen. Because that'll distract the United States. It'll divert funds away from Ukraine. It'll make Trump spend money he does not want to spend. It'll make Trump go away from promises he made to the American people during his campaign about staying away from conflict, which he has successfully navigated thus far. So I don't know what choice they're going to make. Do we back an ally? Or do we say, hey, you're kind of on your own on this one, bud? Now, if we tell Israel you're kind of on your own on this one, bud, that's going to change that relationship long term. Because no one holds a grudge like Israel. So this is a huge problem. It's a huge problem globally, not just regionally. This has global reach now, because of the power of Iran in the region, right? And because Israel is getting trigger happy very quickly, which they've done in the past, but usually it's in response to something. This time they're calling it presumptive. And that's okay. The United States has done that before, right? Other countries have done that before. But they didn't really say what it was presumptive for. They just said, hey, we're going to go get those motherfuckers before they do something. Now, they are in a region where they are under constant threat, right? But they're in the middle of a conflict with another country, with another area. And they said, let's go after Iran right now. It wasn't necessarily out of the blue. They've had issues with Iran for ever. But this puts the United States, this puts the Trump administration in a difficult situation with an ally, the only ally in that region. Do we commit funds? Do we commit troops? I don't think troops are going to be committed, at least early on. But this situation is a problem. Domestically, we're activating the National Guard in Los Angeles because there are protests trying to stop ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, from deporting illegal immigrants in Los Angeles County. Now, I am not a fan of how that has been implemented. I'm okay with people being deported because being an illegal immigrant is against the law. Now, we can't bundle illegal immigrants all in one box. That's not how it works. And you all know that. You all fucking know that. Right? The guy that came here 20, 30 years ago has busted his ass, worked hard, raised a family, right? Crossed the border at risk to life itself and built a life through the American dream, didn't get in any trouble, paid his taxes, probably was making less wages. You're going to bundle him in with the dude that sold drugs, with the dude that sold fentanyl, with the MS-13 member? No, they're not the same. And you know that. You know that. And I have not spoken out about this yet. For my friends from California, I'm from the LA area, right? I'm sure some of you have been like, this motherfucker talks about politics all the time. Where is he talking about this? Well, I had to formulate my opinion the correct way. So here I am. I have a lot of friends who are Mexican American. They are some of my best friends. I served in the army with them. Some of them became citizens because they deployed to Iraq with me. Right? Some of them fought wars for this country to become citizens. Think about that. Not all illegal immigrants are the same. Or if you prefer the term undocumented, I use illegal. Whatever. They are interchangeable to me. Okay? I do not like the way that President Trump has handled this at all. At all. In any way. Okay? I'm fine with deporting. But it needs to be looked at circumstantially. How about we reform the immigration courts and actually hold people accountable for their fucking visas? I don't know. How about we actually secure the border? And that's on the Democrats too. That's not a Trump problem. Right? How about we create a viable path to citizenship? You know, that whole solutions-based thing that we pretend like we are. And again, this is on Republicans and Democrats. I'm not blaming Trump for that. Because that's not on him. I am blaming him for the rhetoric and for the bullshit of rushing the National Guard to California was just a bad call. Just a bad call. Not all of the protests were violent. Some were. Some were. And I'm going to call out the protesters here in a second. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll get there. Some people were peaceably marching in the streets saying, hey, we don't agree with this. I'm pretty sure we're allowed to do this in this country, right? Like, that's cool to do. Because if we're taking that away, I'm going to have a way bigger fucking problem with that. So, let's backtrack on that big time. Now, the protesters, look, again, I have many a friend who are Mexican American, and they are proud of their Mexican heritage. Okay, I get that. I truly do. Truly do. Those of you that know me, who are part of that culture, know that I get it. Okay? But if you're protesting to stay in the United States, maybe wave an American flag or two and not burn them. Just a suggestion to maybe make your protest look a little bit better. Maybe do that, right? Or wave both. Okay? Don't burn your American flag. And I don't think the American flag burning should be illegal. I don't. It's a form of speech. And if we make one form of speech illegal, we've given the government permission to make any form of speech illegal, and we shouldn't give the government permission to make any speech illegal because they're idiots. But if we're trying to stay in the United States, let's not burn the flag. Okay, it's just a suggestion to make your protest better. That's all I'm trying to do. Also, don't burn cars, stop looting buildings, and this is for the parts of the protest that did become violent. Okay? If we're destroying property and harming other people, that's the part the media is going to focus on. Okay? Who's the Young Turk guy? Czech Yurk? I follow him on Twitter. He mentioned something the other day that really stood out to me. He said the far left makes Trump right. And he was talking about the protests. He said the far left makes Trump right because they're the ones that make the rest of the left look like idiots. And he was referring to the violent part of the protests, which come from the extremes, the extreme left, right? Just like the extreme right makes the rest of the right look like morons, right? The extreme left makes the rest of the left look like morons, okay? So the violent part, the burning cars, the dude standing on top of the vehicle with the Mexican flag looking like he conquered something, which he didn't. Makes your protest look bad. And I'm all for protest. Okay? And I know some people have talked about civil disobedience. Jim Crow does not exist anymore. Okay? Do we have issues with race in this country? Yes. Do we have issues with racism in this country? Yes. But this is not a civil disobedient matter when there's criminality involved at some level. Do I think we need to look at the different levels of illegal immigration and viable paths to citizenship for certain people within those different levels? Yes, I do. But this is not a Jim Crow situation, and you all know it. You all know it. You're looking for a reason, and I get it. I get it. You're trying to be right, and that's okay. That's okay. We have to learn how to talk to each other. Yes, I'm a Republican. I'm probably the most moderate Republican you're ever going to meet. Also, I don't think people know what Republican and Democrat mean anymore because the extremes have taken over. So I think Trump needs to back that shit off. I think Gavin Newsom needs to he's kind of sacked up a little bit and told Trump, hey, what the fuck? But he should have done that way before. And I'm not the biggest fan of Gavin Newsom. I haven't lived in California for a while, but I still keep up with it. I have family there, stuff like that. He just needs to be better. So, I think that the immigration reform needs to be more robust. It's not a black and white issue. It's just not. And thinking that it is naive. Period. So, we have Israel acting a fool, in my opinion. And back to the Israel situation, those of you that know me know that I will be critical of the United States' relationship with Israel. Because sometimes we give them a free pass. Just because they're our buddies. And the thing going on with Gaza, they have a right to defend themselves, but they also need to end conflicts quickly. They also need to get back to everyday life, right? We don't drag on wars, not in 2025, right? Speaking of dragging on wars, Ukraine, let's fucking end that shit, and that's on Putin too, right? Let's end that shit, right? Why are we fighting wars like this? China feels like they're gearing up for war too. They're in the middle of the Myanmar civil war. They're literally in the middle of a civil war because they want control of Myanmar. Pakistan and India had a little kerfuffle. The world is on edge right now. And some people are like, oh, that's because Trump's president. No, it's fucking not. That has nothing to do with it. Half of you probably didn't even know India and Pakistan mess with each other. The world is on edge. For whatever reason. Maybe we all need to go back on lockdown. Oh. All right, I kind of made this a current events video, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What is the solution to the immigration issue in this country? Because I don't think we could blanket make everyone a citizen, because that doesn't solve anything. What are the tiers of illegal immigrants? Who should we be deporting? And what should that process look like? And what role should the people play in that? Yeah, I think those are fair and valid questions. And what do we think about Israel? This should be fun. What do we think about Israel presumptively attacking Iran? Keep it civil. If you don't, I will turn off the comments. Keep it civil. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.